Hi, this is Pastor Steve of North Hollywood First United Methodist Church. There's a story. It's kind of an apocryphal little story that gets told in youth ministry circles about a boy who comes up to the church office and walks in and announces, "I would like to buy a pound of God." And the administrator says, "Well, why don't you go in and talk to the pastor?" And the boy goes in and sits down in front of the pastor and says, "Sir, I would like to buy a pound of God." And he brings out a little paper sack and pushes it forward. And of course, the pastor wants to know, "Well, I can't sell you a pound of God." And the boy says, "No, I just need enough of God to let me know I'm okay, to give me some reassurance that, that I'm forgiven. And I just need to know that when I die, I'm not going to end up in the hot place. I just want enough of God to reassure me. I don't want God to change my life. I don't want God to call me into places that are uncomfortable. I just want a pound of God." How often do we approach God like that when it comes to our faith? This week, we will be reading a passage out of Luke where Jesus does a healing on the Sabbath in a synagogue, and the leader of the synagogue is upset because, in his eyes, that represents work and it shouldn't be done on the Sabbath. But God's grace and healing power have a way of existing and working beyond our boundaries, beyond our rules, beyond our expectations. How do we remove our limits on what God can do in the world? And how can we remove the limits that we think are containing God within our lives? You see, it's not our job to control God. It's our role to submit to what God is doing so that God's kingdom, God's love, mercy, and healing, his recreation and reconciliation can be made real and tangible in the world around us. It's our job to join in. You can catch that sermon and worship service here on YouTube, or you can come and join us in person at 10:30 in our sanctuary. We hope that you'll join us, and we hope that you'll be challenged to let God out of the box that you're trying to keep him in. Amen.